Hello all. When we start working on Arduino R4 Wi-Fi, people start drawing comparisons with Arduino Rev3 board because Arduino Rev3 is the most popular board and Arduino Rev4 is the next version of the board which brings in several capabilities to Arduino board and spices up few things, right? So let us try to look at some of the differences between Arduino Rev 3 and Arduino R4 Wi-Fi board. So firstly, if you see here, Arduino R4 Wi-Fi is a microcontroller plus wireless board. Wireless is provided by ESP32, which has BLE plus Wi-Fi capabilities. And Arduino Rev 3 is just a microcontroller board. So that means if you want to transmit something externally from Arduino you have to interface an external board, whereas that is not required with Arduino R4 Wi-Fi. So in Arduino R4 Wi-Fi, we have Renesas microcontroller R4AM1 series controller, which is a 32-bit microcontroller. Whereas Arduino Rev3 has 8-bit microcontroller from microchip. So if you want to program Arduino R4 Wi-Fi microcontroller, the onboard microcontroller, to use the different peripherals on the board, you have to program it via ESP32, which acts as a USB bridge, USB to UART bridge. Whereas in Arduino Rev 3, we know that it has 80 mega 16U2 chip here, which acts as a USB to serial bridge. So the difference is there is no separate USB to serial bridge on Arduino R4 Wi-Fi. The ESP32 itself provides that option. And Arduino R4 Wi-Fi has USB Type-C connector. USB Type-C connector basically is a common connector found in all the eval boards in the market right now. So going to the trend, Arduino R4 Wi-Fi uses USB Type-C connector. So if you want to program the chip or power the board, you have to use Type-C connector. And we know Arduino Rev 3 uses a USB Type-P connector. So that's the major difference from the USB connector perspective. And then Arduino R4 Wi-Fi has onboard buck regulator. Basically, what is the functionality of buck regulator is, if you want to power the board from the DC jack that is provided on the left bottom corner, we have to provide use a DC jack. So basically a AC to DC adapter or a power supply from which you can provide this power. So this actually takes in Vin, and there is a onboard buck regulator which converts to 5 volts. Whereas on Arduino Rev 3 also you have a DC jack, but it has a onboard linear dropout regulator which converts to 5 volts. So the difference here is one is switching regulator, one is LDO. So this provides the Arduino Rev 4 R for Wi-Fi provides definitely more current compared to the LDO. And considering that there is a significant difference in the bit size of the microcontroller used and the family of the microcontroller as well, Arduino R4 Wi-Fi has 256 KB of flash, which is part of the R4AM1 controller, whereas 80 mega 328 PB has 32 KB of flash memory inbuilt. So there is a huge step up of flash memory on Arduino R4 Wi-Fi, so that you can expand your application footprint to a great extent. And then Arduino R4 Wi-Fi has Arduino Shield connector similar to the Arduino Rev 3. So if you see the shield connectors here on Arduino R4 Wi-Fi and Arduino Uno R3, you see that the pinouts are the same here. So it is the pinout is kept compatible because it's Arduino board, and all the shields that we have used previously for Arduino Uno can be used here. Again, it depends on what we are targeting there. So we'll also talk about those in future. So definitely the shield is carry forwarded, even though the functionality perspective and the capabilities perspective have been upgraded. And then similar to Arduino Uno Rev3, Arduino Uno R4 Wi-Fi also has, in fact, 6 analog pins. It's not 5 analog pins. A0 to A5. You can see here analog in. Similarly, in Arduino Uno also we have A0 to A5. So we have 6 analog pins on both of these at the same location, because we are saying that it's a compatible board, right, in terms of Arduino Shield. And then there are 14 digital pins on Arduino Uno R4 Wi-Fi, similar to Arduino Uno Rev3. So the 14 pins on the top of this particular board, you can see 0 to 13. So there are 14 pins here on the shield. Similarly, Arduino Uno Rev3 also has 14 pins, which is D0 to D13, and these are basically the digital pins. And in the digital pins, there are several PWM pins on Arduino Uno Rev3. If you have used Arduino Uno Rev3, and if you want to interface some motor control related applications or some dimming kind of applications, we had 6 PWM outputs, right? So here also we have 6 PWM outputs, and you can see on the board it's the same pins: 3, 5, pin 3, pin 5, pin 6, 9, 10, 11. Similarly on Arduino Uno R4 Wi-Fi as well. So these are indicated by the tilde symbol on the board itself. And then moving further, the big differentiator here between Arduino Uno R4 Wi-Fi and Arduino Rev3 is the LED matrix. So if you want to play around with the LEDs on the board, and if you want to try out different applications with LEDs like scrolling, blinking, chaser kind of applications, you can use Arduino Uno R4 Wi-Fi without connecting any external boards. Whereas Arduino Uno Rev3 doesn't have any LED matrix as we have here, so it has to be used separately or connected through some customized board which fits into this shield. And one important differentiator is RA4M1 has digital to analog converter pin, and this is extended out on the A0 pin on Arduino Uno R4 Wi-Fi, whereas Arduino Uno Rev3 has only ADC pins but not the DAC pins, which are digital to analog pins. So that is one major differentiator we can see here. And both these boards, Arduino Uno Rev3 as well as Arduino Uno R4 Wi-Fi, both these boards have SPI pins which are being pulled out to ICSP pins. You can see here there is ICSP header on the right middle on Arduino Uno R4 Wi-Fi, whereas it is in the same location as well in Arduino Uno Rev3. So SPI pins are pulled out to these connectors, and we can use SPI from this. And another differentiator here is this Arduino Uno R4 Wi-Fi, which uses R4AM1 RA4M1 microcontroller, has internal RTC, which basically can be used for different calendar kind of applications, timing kind of timer kind of applications, or there is a separate pin specifically where you can provide voltage, and even though you pull out the voltage, main voltage, you can use it for time counting related applications. So real-time clock is present inside this, whereas 80 mega 328p, which is used on Arduino Rev3, doesn't have RTC. Another big differentiator here. So the current generation of eval boards from different manufacturers do provide quick connector, which is basically a I2C based sensor connector. So the white connector that we see on the right bottom side here in Arduino R4 Wi-Fi is called a quick connector, which is used to connect I2C sensors, whereas we don't have such option in Arduino Rev3. So another big differentiator, CAN interface. So the control area network, which is a predominantly used in automotive applications, is part of Renesas microcontroller. So CAN interface is provided here. We know Renesas is one of the leading guy in automotive usage, right? So considering that scenario, we have some automotive smell here on these boards, whereas Arduino Rev 3 did not have that CAN interface. So these are all the very high level differences between Arduino Rev 3 and Arduino R4 Wi-Fi, and we will talk about any comparisons of these boards when we start showing different things on Arduino R4 Wi-Fi. Please post if you have any questions. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to our channel. Thank you.